All right, so what's going on? Good evening, everyone. My name is Corbin, and I'm going to make a state tonight to all the wealth builders, the investors, predominantly the people who have been following me for a while, who've been on the investment path, securing wealth for the next generation, for themselves and their family, and trying to take their portfolio to the ultimate level. Hi, Sonia, how are you doing? Hi, good night, everyone. Good night. Get yourself a pen, a piece of paper, and lots of water, and we're going to crank it up here in a minute. I got lots of information to help you to take your portfolio to the next level in 2018. Yeah, I know Julie. Julie's saying the words and the boards are backwards, and that's because she's looking at it from Facebook Live. So what's going to happen now? If you don't see the words on here, when I do the recording on YouTube, it's going to be more clear on YouTube. So you have to rewatch it to get the words on YouTube. Sorry about that. It's one of those things with Facebook. It kind of flipped the camera backwards. That's how it works. So we haven't figured a patch for that yet, but we will sometime soon. Hi, Andrew. How are you doing? Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, so I'm going to just get settled here, and we can start cranking it up now and get going. So welcome to 2018, all of you. Welcome to 2018. This is a State of the Wealth Builder address, and I'm going to explain the status of the market condition that some of you are very concerned about. I'm going to address the stress test with the mortgage rules. I'm going to address the next movements of the market that I'm predicting where the market is going to be moving. I'm going to address what else I'm talking about. Why you Canadians should stop whining and be very acceptant of the wonderful blessing you have going on here in Canada. More important, if you want to become a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, where the opportunities lying right now for you to take action and able to create high success for yourself and your family moving forward. Hi, Heath, what are you doing? Heath, how you doing? Franco, yeah, he was a mortgage broker. He was a good guy doing this thing out there. Okay, cranking it up like that. Yeah, if you want to become a multi-millionaire, is it still easy to become a multi-millionaire investing in real estate is the question. Is it still easy? And I'm going to answer some of that questions for you guys later on this evening. What the next real estate boom is for the wealth builders, and 2018 is a year for the wealth builders, folks. Also, 2018 is the year of the cheetah, my favorite animal in the world. The year of the cheetah is some of the fastest, smartest animal, and I kind of embrace him this year for 2018, year of the cheetah. And the strategy we're using for 2018 is a strategy called execution excellent, okay? And if you follow the pattern of the cheetah, that's what the cheetah does. He has the strongest, fastest, and smartest execution, and he executes with excellence. That means when he finds something he wants, or she wants, and they're going after that particular subject matter, make no mistake, he is going to get it, or she's going to get it. So 2018 is execution and excellent. Also, we titled it the year of the cheetah. Okay? And so before we start, or before I tell you about the current market condition, I like to go with history. I'm going to rewind back 10 years ago when we started on in this process, educating people on the real estate investing path, what was happening then, what we saw, what we told people to do, and who took action, and what the results are sitting on today. So I'm going to just backtrack for a little bit, and then we update the process, so what's going on in the current market condition, and then we're going to finish it off and to show you exactly what you need to do and go in order to get strong financial success to secure wealth for your family in 2018 and 2019, 2020, and move forward, okay? Now, so if some of you have been around for a while, you would understand or be familiar with what I'm talking about. In 2007 and 2008, okay, we had the mortgage interest rate at 4.75 to 5.25 interest, okay? And we were amortized over 40 years of amortization. That was the current market status at that particular time. The real estate market was trending very nicely. We had anything between 3% to 6% increasing in real estate value year over year in some areas. We had the oil market in Canada was also performing very well. We had gold prices increasing slowly but surely. The Canadian manufacturing sector was doing very good. The immigration program has just finished redesign in that time. So what the government of Canada have done is redesign the immigration program at that time and creating the best quality immigration program the world has ever seen. That means hand-picking high-quality immigrants worldwide and introducing them to Canada. That's how good it was, okay? It's so good that Australia and America is trying to model our immigration program from Canada today, okay? Took them a long time, but it's a very good program. What else we had going on? So the Canada was on fire on all different sectors. Every sector in Canada was doing extremely well. Canadians love to be Canadians because at that time, you cannot do no wrong. The financial sector market in Canada was booming. Investors were making a lot of money, slowly but surely. Then comes the global recession. The global recession started off in 2008, continued to 2009. The global recession hitting the world by storm. Australia went down, Europe went down, the American markets went down and were in trouble, and the rest of the world, the third world countries, they all start having financial problems. The US real estate market also had problems. The global oil market started having problems. And everyone was scared. The stock market went down worldwide, and everyone was concerned. They were scared. They were afraid to lose their home because they see the Americans were losing their home. They were scared to lose their lifestyle. Now, the auto industry also went on at that particular time. In order to protect the Canadian economy and the Canadian consumer, the government of Canada get involved. Big Daddy comes home. You guys remember that? Too big to fail, gotta save the banks, gotta save the auto industry, so on, so on, so on. The funny thing is, when the government of Canada get involved in the market at a particular time, everyone was happy. No one complained. No one complained. Because that's what governments do. They're there to serve and protect. To serve you, give you good service, and protect your interests. Not only protect you from crime, protect your financial interests. Because don't ever get it twisted. If you're broke, the government is broke too. So it's to their best interest that if you have financial problems or there's financial problems in the country, the government job is to step in and make sure that they put you on the good side. And that's what the government of Canada did. They stepped in and create some amazing financial strategies that put Canada in a totally different ballpark from the rest of the world. And Canadians, again, were so proud to be a Canadian because the whole world was having financial problems except for Canada. So what did the government do? Let me go through this stuff. Very smart. We already had a 40 years amortization maxed out. That was a good strategy. So what the government did, slowly start decreasing interest rate. So when they start decrease interest rate, what happens? It makes it affordable real estate, affordable car loans, affordable business loans, affordable for everyone to continue living by bringing the price down on the cost of borrowing. Your car loan got cheaper, your credit card rates got cheaper, your line of credit got cheaper, your mortgage got cheaper, and Canadians, for the first time in a long time, were sitting very, very good financially. You guys had a blast. You had a blast. Those strategies of government interjection went on for 9 years. 9 years. 9 years. Canadians were on vacation for 9 years. So this is what I was saying to most of my friends. I said, listen, right now, this is the opportunity. Your death is on sale. Your credit card is cheap. Your line of credit is cheap. Your car loan is cheap. Your mortgage rate is cheap. This is the time to go out and secure lots of real estate. Interest rate dropped from 5.25 all the way down to as low as 1.57 or 1.65%. We have never seen that in Canadian history. We went down to a 40-year interest rate low. It was so low, folks. Let me show you this. If you had a 1.65% interest rate on your mortgage, when you pay your mortgage, let's assume you pay $2,000 a month to your mortgage. Look at this, folks. 57% of your monthly payment went directly to your principal. That's how wonderful it was. 57% of your monthly payment went to your principal. So what that means, folks, whether you like it or not, in 5 years' time, you will have so much equity in your home. Tons of it. So much equity in your home. And Canadians were in a good spot. So what I tell all my investors at that particular time, let's go out and buy real estate. And we went shopping for real estate. We buy real estate at a good value, low interest rate, long amortization. The banks rolled out all the different incentive programs, literally begging us to buy properties. I popularized the strategy called PPI, Purchase Plus Improvement. We're picking up triplexes from $350,000 to backsplit to $355,000 and so on and so on, so on, multifamily units, and we start buying up real estate like crazy. Just because the government interject into the market to protect the Canadian economy and protect the Canadian consumers. Okay? And once some of the consumers realize how cheap and affordable it was for real estate, the real estate market skyrocketed. And people start buying real estate. Every single person that bought a property from 2007, 2008, 2009, all the way up to 2016 made a fortune. These strategies have created multi-millionaires, people sitting on $300,000-$400,000 worth of equity in their homes today. Whether you're buying a crappy condo at Jane and Finch, or you're buying a house up in Stouffville, up in the bush. At that time it was the bush. Okay, before it got all that development, you're buying a piece of property north in Vaughan. It doesn't matter where you bought. Everything you bought create a strong demand. Because the strategies the government put in place push the Canadian economy to the whole new level. Affordability was not the question. The question was how many properties you want to own. When do you want to close? And I tell everyone up to the time, says, let's go out and buy as much real estate as we can. This is a good deal. You can't get it better than this. And more important, I says, let's do not leave the GTA. Do not go out to the GTA at that particular time, because the GTA property was way too affordable to leave. You go to the GTA, you were crazy at the time. Because a triplex that was selling for $350,000 today is $1.2 million. Backsplit, $355,000. Now you're paying $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 for a backsplit. Depends on where location is located. And we all did well. We all did well. The strategy works. So what's happening now? So all the debt that Canadian got a good deal on for 9 years, you were able to pay off credit cards, pay down car loans, and so on, and buy more and more real estate. The smart people did that. The ones that weren't in tune, weren't financially educated, they did the opposite. They utilized the cheap interest rate strategy to put themselves in more debt. So what they did, they built equity within a short time frame. They take the money out, they bought cars, they bought expensive vacations, they bought all kind of stuff that didn't benefit them financially. That's what they did. My mortgage brokers at the time would call me and say, Frank, what the heck is going on? I said, what are you talking about? He said, people are coming and see me every 6 to 12 months on the same property to take money out. I said, really? He said, yes. Every 6 to 12 months, people are going to refinance, going into the house to take money to put themselves in more and more liability debt. It got so funny, it even got so sexy. Husband and a wife in years now can finally afford to buy his and hers cars. Can you imagine? You go into the dealership, I want 2 cars. One for him, one for her. It's crazy. That's the power of the government introduction into the market, making life affordable. And Canadians, the first time in history, were proud to be a Canadian. They're proud to be Canadians. Hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Canada. Oh, yeah, I'm from Toronto. I'm from Canada. They're so proud because Canadians create an image in the world market that Canada has resist the global recession. And it was great. Untouched. Few jobs here and there, but nothing major. Canadians were allowed to stay in their homes. They're allowed to live a wonderful lifestyle when the world was suffering. What we call that? Smart government policies. We increased immigration at the time, and we continue to benefit on this smart financial strategy the government put in place for over 9 years. So what are we whining and crying about now? What do we complain about? Then let's fast forward now. We fast forward into 2016. In 2016, the market went to a whole new level. A whole new level in 2016. What happened in 2016? We had appreciation from 31% up to 69% in real estate values in some areas. From 31% to 69% in 2016. A whole new level of GTA, Vancouver, real estate value increase. We can't afford to have these level of increase in the real estate market. It sounds good. It looks good on your balance sheet, but it's crazy. The government have to take part to minimize that. And I'm going to show you why the government is not trying to kill the real estate market, despite what others are telling you. Okay? We cannot have this unsustainable real estate value increase. No, I will love it because I make money when that happens, but no, it cannot sustain itself. It's crazy. We can't have that. So just like when we have in a financial crisis, you want the government to step in to secure your home and your cars. When you start having ridiculous increase in value and that create a real estate crisis, you also want the government to step into place to protect your financial interests. Don't ever get it twisted, folks. If the real estate market comes to be a bubble, every one of us lose, including the government. Anyone who owns real estate can lose lots of money, including the government. So the government get it into play right now to protect, again, the Canadian economy, the Canadian consumer. Why are you guys whining? You weren't whining in 2008 when the government was handing the banks money, when the government handed the auto industry money. You weren't complaining then. You weren't complaining when the government was dropping interest rate every 3 to 4 to 6 months to make your house more affordable, make your car more affordable, and make you stay in business if you have a business. You weren't complaining then. So why are we complaining now that the government is coming into position to protect your financial interests again, as well as their own? Stop complaining, can you stop whining? Crying like little babies. Okay? Now here's the thing, folks. I'm no fan of no government or no political party and all that kind of stuff. But I'm a big fan of success and successful models. And when I see something looking right and it benefits me and my investors, I'm going to have to talk about it. And when it's wrong, I'm going to talk about it as well. I don't foresee anything the government is doing right now to create any disaster or problem in the real estate or financial market. More important, is actually going to help the economy. And I'm explaining to you why. Okay? Now, let me explain something real quick. If the government wanted to kill the real estate market, it's actually a 2-second conversation with a ticker of a pen. It doesn't take much. Okay? It doesn't take much to kill the real estate market. It's very, very easy. And let me show you how you would do it if you want to do that. Number one, you increase interest rate ridiculously. That's number one, the thing the government would do. Number two, you remove all CMHC program. You shut down CMHC. That means there's no 5% down payment program. There's no 10%. There's no 15%. There's no, what do they call it, land transfer tax incentive rebate for all the first-time home buyers. You remove all of that. Okay? That would kill the real estate market in 30 seconds. It would die overnight. That means anybody wants to buy real estate, you have to buy it at 20% down and transferring the full liability of a home purchase back to the banks and the end user. That's how you would kill the real estate market overnight. If the government really want to kill the market, that's what they would do. So stop listening to your whining realtors and your whining friends who don't understand how government policy works, especially Canadian government policy, and complaining because they're not getting a lot of sales, not getting a lot of deals. Stop listening to your whining mortgage brokers who don't understand what's going on in the market. Okay, and let me explain to you tonight. They're not trying to kill the real estate market. We're going through a financial transition. The financial transition is what we're going through. In the meantime, what's that doing, folks? It's cooling down the real estate market a bit. We understand that. What's that doing? Pulling down the values a little bit, which is fine. It's a part of the process. Market goes up, market goes down. This is to your best interest. Okay? They're cooling down the real estate market. That's all that's going on. And we're going through also a financial transition. And what we transition into, I'm going to explain that to you in a second. Now, if the government implement any of those strategies I just said, remove CMHC out of the real estate purchasing process and increase interest rate, it will put Canada into 50 to 20 years recession. That's how bad it would be. Okay? Because most of you guys will understand that real estate is the number one employer in Canada, directly and indirectly. The real estate industry is the number one employer in Canada, directly and indirectly. Okay, and let me go through some samples for you. So you have how many realtors in the country? You have real estate lawyers, you have mortgage brokers, you have home inspectors. Okay, when you buy a home, you buy a car. You buy a car, you buy a home, you buy lawn care, you buy snow care, you do home renovation, okay, and so on and so on. Every sector that you put money into, it creates employment in this country. Real estate, the number one mover of most market. That's when the American had the real estate problem. They had high unemployment problem because real estate affects a lot of industries directly and indirectly. So no government is silly enough to want to bring their real estate market down to affect the other sectors in the economy. No government wants to do that. That's common sense. Okay? So what we're doing now, folks, we're going through a transition. We're going through a transition. So let me explain to you now. Very simple. You guys had 9 years of your debt on sale. 9 years. Okay? So for over 9 years, the banks, they had low liquidity. Also, the banks had low profits. Why they had that? Your mortgage rate was very low. Your credit card rates were very low. Your line of credit rates were all low. Low, 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 low. Those 9 years is what you got the benefit of to build wealth, to increase value for yourself, and buy more real estate, buy more stuff, buy more businesses. You had 9 years to do that very, very cheap. 9 years you had to do that. Some do it, most didn't. Okay? Now, the transition is now interest rates a little bit higher. Okay? And over that transition time, we have a short amortization. So this is the crunch time we're going through right now. Okay? This is crunch time. So we have high interest rate. or higher interest rate, not high yet, there's a bit higher, okay? And we got going through a short amortization, okay? So what happens when you have a higher interest rate? This allows the banks to have more liquidity, okay? And also allow the banks to have a little bit more profits. So the interest rate will go up for a certain period of time, which is squeezing the market because the amortization is short, is 25 years. And this is what I'm predicting. When this becomes too tight, okay, the government has to also continue to create more strategies to make the market more affordable. Because with high interest rate and a short amortization, what's the problem we have right now? Affordability. Does that make sense? Yes. Short amortization, higher interest rate, affordability. So what we do is call it a stress test. So you're actually not paying high interest rate, you just have qualifying at a higher interest rate level. That's why it's a stress test and not a stress. It's just a test. Okay? So what they're trying to see now is with a high interest rate, if we put the interest rate at this level and the amortization is still here, how much would it affect the real estate market? So the government is not trying to stress you, they're stressing their system out. The government already know how stressed you are already. We have something called the quarterly or annually affordable rate. That comes out every 3-4 months, every 6 months. It tells us what the consumer affordable level is. We already know how stressed you are already as a consumer. The government don't need to test you out. They're testing their system out. Okay? So the question is, at this high interest rate and this short amortization, how much can the system sustain it? How much the consumer willing to go past this? And you know what? You guys did great. You did great. With all this stress test happening, we still doing record numbers in real estate. That shows that you're not stressed enough. You're not stressed enough. Okay, we have condos doing record numbers because all the stress test did is force the consumer from buying the big detached home into a smaller condo. That's all it did. So the level of volume is still there. It just transferred from one product to the next. That's all happened. You guys did great. Numbers are still there. Record numbers still. You guys still buying lots of real estate. It's still there. Property prices are still going up. People still buying real estate. Some areas it come down a bit. And it's doing great. That's what the stress test is about. Now, why I think this is good and why I'm not afraid to have interest rate goes up. This also is positioning the Canadian government we call a recession flexor. This is positioning the government to have a recession flexor. That means if something globally happens, the Canadian government have a lot of leverage to protect you again. You understand that? Very clear. If something globally happened, let's assume our friend from the south decide to go crazy and do something that is uncontrollable. This flexibility here allows the government to do two things. Number one, they could increase amortization up to 40 years back again. What that does, it brings affordability back into your pocket as a consumer owning a home, owning a car, these kind of things. Okay? So they have two options now. With a high interest rate and a short amortization, the government have the ability to increase amortization down to 40 years in case there's a global recession, a global financial crisis again. They have flexibility to do things they couldn't do before. That's number one. Number two, the last thing the government wants to do is to bring down interest rate. That's the last strategy they have in place. If something bad again happens and the amortization doesn't work. Now, the amortization makes real estate affordable. Are you with me? So the amortization, by bringing it down, will make real estate affordable. Okay? By bringing down the interest rate, it makes the economy affordable. So amortization is for real estate. Interest rate affects car loans, credit cards, line of credit, affects business, affects everything. So these are the two strategies the government are positioning themselves with right now in case there's a global crisis or a national crisis. Something go crazy, like when we had the Alberta oil problem, we had flexibility. We could have dropped interest rate to protect the economy. We could have increased amortization to protect the economy, okay, and protect the consumer's interest. Okay, so those are two strategies that we have right now that are positioned. So we're not going through a stress situation. We're going through a transition, which turns into a recession flexibility. Just ability to flex the arm in case something bad happens. And that's what's going on right now. So don't get too stressed out. Also, I'm going to address the stress test situation when it comes to mortgages and these kind of things today. Okay, what else going on here? Now, so by this stress test process going on right now, real estate values is coming down a bit. Now's the time for well builders to position themselves, because there's nothing bad in the economy financially for me to think we have a financial problem in the Canadian economy. There's nothing bad. It's just the government is taking control of the marketplace again and creating a few strategies to protect you as a consumer and protect the Canadian economy altogether. That's all that's going on now. And that's a process, a transition. So what are we doing right now? Now is the time to load up. Load up, folks. Load up and buy more real estate. Load up and buy more real estate. Preferably pre-construction. Why is that? When you buy a pre-construction today, you're looking at anything between 2 to 3 years closing. That's what you want. You want pre-construction, 2 to 3 years closing. Why is that? Because in 2 to 3 years time, folks, we won't have a stress test problem. The stress would always be, the stress will work out by the stressors and the problem will be solved. The transition all going to be complete. So looking for pre-construction, 2 to 3 years closing. That's what we're looking for. Even a year closing might not be so bad. 2 to 3 years is better. Okay? So all we're doing is securing a bunch of real estate with deposits and waiting 2 to 3 years. Now, because right now the prices are down, the economy's a little bit crunch and people are stressed, you're getting great incentives, you're getting great incentives and great value on your purchasing power. Okay, let me try that again. Yeah, you're getting great. Yeah, you're getting great. Let's just try to refresh it. Someone said the Facebook feed went down. Just try to refresh it again. Yeah, I think we should be fine now. Just refresh your computer again. I'm not sure why that happened. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so you're getting great incentives. You get a great bang for your buck while you wait 2 to 3 years time until all this stuff settle out. Now, this is what I'm predicting. It could be 6 months, it could be 1 year, it could be 2 years from now. The real estate market is going to come back to the proper values that you guys want. Now, if you wait until then to get on board in the market, guess what? You'll be paying top price like everyone else. You don't want to do that. Now's the time to position yourself. When we started doing this in 2008, 2007, 2008, and I tell folks, let's go out and buy real estate. Let's buy lots of real estate. Now's the time to do it. Folks were saying all kinds of stuff. So let's buy real estate. Okay? Some folks bought, and I said, buy real estate, sit back and wait. At that particular time, we're only getting 3 to 4% appreciation in value. That's all we get at the time. 3 to 4% appreciation in value. I said, buy and wait. And then we start getting 9 to 10%. And then we start 50 to 60%. And then we up to 20, 30%, up to 69% in some areas. If you didn't position yourself, folks, you missed out on becoming a millionaire owning the #1 product in the world, which is real estate. If you didn't position yourself. Now it's time for wealth builders to position themselves. You're looking for pre-construction, 2 to 3 years out. And you're securing them with a deposit. You want to put minimum down as possible and sit back and wait. Let your money work for you. As all the stress test stuff gets settled, all the mortgage stuff gets settled, here comes you like the shining star now. Your prop getting ready to close. The property values be up again. You're making tons of money on top of your money. Now is the time to get involved in the real estate market more than before, because the market is stressed. They're just mentally stressed. They're not financially, they're just mentally stressed. I'm going to address the stress test problem just now. Okay? They're just mentally stressed. No, where you want to buy these properties, folks, you want to look anywhere between an hour to 2 hours out of the GTA. Yes, why? As I tell you before, we're buying triplexes in Toronto in 2008, 2009 for $351,000. It's selling for $1.5 million or $1.2, $1.3 million now. We're buying baskets for $355,000, selling for $800,000, $900,000 now. I do not think, or I'm not convinced, the GTA still have good real estate values when it comes to investors or wealth builders. Okay? Now, the other thing we want to do as wealth builders, we want to get into market first. We want to get into markets first. We don't follow people. We are the leaders of the market. When the investors and the wealth builders take on the risk to secure a deposit or buy a property or two, then the place get developed, then the end users come after because they want to live in a nice, clean place. They never want to take on the risk. We're the ones that take on the risk first. We don't come after everyone else. We come before. So now is the time for you to secure yourself as a wealth builder and secure some properties. 1 hour, 2 hour out of the GTA. You're securing good quality real estate. Based on some financial principles, we're going to be able to see if the population can increase in numbers in the future, if any public transportation is coming, if any mall is coming. We see that ahead of time. Once those numbers look correct, we continue to invest. We continue to invest. That's how it works. Okay? And then once everything gets settled and the masses come running in, we can stay and participate, or we can exit at that particular time. That's how it works. Okay? So that's how it's going on, folks. So again, 2 to 3 years time, minimum deposit, we continue to buy more real estate. If you want to be on my VIP list, text my number, 647-237-3642. That's my cell phone number. Send your first name and last name, and I would actually, and your email address, I would add you to my actual, my VIP list. You get to see exactly what's going on. Now, how do we deal with this stress test problem now? For folks who say, Frank, I don't want to wait 2 and 3 years. I want to buy a property now. Okay, I'm going to address that right now. I want to buy a property now. You want to buy a property now. You don't want to wait 2 and 3 years because you want to get into a nice home. You want to get into your investment, what you want to do, and you want to get a property right now. So how we do this now? Pretty simple, folks. Okay, there we go. Pretty simple. Now, you can't avoid this 5.0 or 5.1% qualification rate. You can't. That's going to be there. You can't avoid that. Okay. So every mortgage broker, every bank, gonna have to put you through the ringers of going through this here. Okay. They all have to go do that with you. You can't escape that. So what happens then now? You have 2 options, because this is going to bring down your purchasing rate, or your purchasing value. Your number is going to bring it down. So 2 options you have. You either could buy a condo like some people are doing, something cheaper and smaller, or if you want more value for your buck, you go on the outskirt, an hour, 45 minutes, maximum 2 hours out of the city and buy something. You can do that. Now, that works well for somebody who's putting 5, 10, 15% down. Okay? Now, if you're putting 20% down or more, you have more flexibility. You have more flexibility. You put 20% down or more, you have more flexibility. What that does, with 20% down or more, your mortgage broker or bank can qualify you moving from a 25 years fixed, 25 years amortization to a 30 years amortization. They can move you from a 25-year amortization to a 30 years amortization. What this does, folks, it increases your purchasing power. It brings down your debt to income ratio. This gives you ability to buy more real estate at a value that you want it. Okay? Number one, that's on the A side. Give you a very low interest rate, just like the 25 years, 5-year fix. The other option they can do, which is what I'm doing for most of my clients, because we do have a mortgage company as well. We do for most of our clients who put in 20, 25% down or more, we are putting you on a 35 years amortization. So look at this, folks. Let me show you the comparison. You have a 2.99% interest rate at 25 years amortization, and we have a 3.89% interest rate at a 35 years amortization. Do you know, folks, by putting you on a 35 years amortization, your monthly payment is lower here than it is here. So the trick to the concept here, folks, in order to get a higher value qualification, to get the home that you want, you need to have your mortgage broker put you on the B side, which is B lending. It gives you a higher interest rate, but your monthly payment is lower. This is what I'm doing. Okay? So you get to have the house that you want. Your monthly payment's a lot lower, but you have 35 years amortization. Qualification is a lot easier on the B side than the A side. Whether you buy the investment property, you buy your first home or second home, this is the way to go. So the solution to the stress test problem or the stress test settlement that's going on right now is to go on the B side, the 35 years amortization, a little bit higher interest rate, your monthly payment is lower, and you get the big dream house that you fully want. Now, the only stress you should have right now is the stress of not having a good mortgage broker. That's the only stress you should have right now. Okay? If you want a mortgage broker, contact me. I hook up to my mortgage broker at ref360mortgage.com, and we would get you qualified with the same process. Pretty simple. This is how we solve the stress test problem. So we can keep smiling and enjoying the wealth building process, buying investment properties, keep making more and more money, and the list goes on. I don't see anything wrong in the Canadian economy right now to affect the real estate market. This stress test transition problem, this is a short term. It's just a government making the adjustment to protect the Canadian economy and protect you as a consumer and protect your money. So you don't need to be stressed about this. Okay? And if you're so stressed, do the well business doing right now. We are buying pre-construction, 2 to 3 years closing, bypassing all the stress that people want to go through right now. And while you sit there on your property, you're getting equity. You're building tons of equity. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Mortgage Options Guru. Hi, everyone. Yeah. I'm kind of in my zone right now, so I really can't give all the shout outs, but I'm seeing all you guys. And if you have any questions, folks, feel free to ask. Because what I can't get to you while I'm on the presentation right now, I will respond to all your questions once I close off. I go through the Facebook channel and YouTube channel and Instagram, and I will respond to all your questions, what I can get right now. But I'm trying to just get the information out to you so you can actually start processing that, because you might have more questions once I finish than when I started. Okay? So that's what's going on. So there's no stress in the market right now other than you stressing about nothing, because there's a solution to your problem. Okay, once the government put this stuff into place, it's okay, because you're doing to protect your interest. Just make adjustments. Just make adjustments and you'll be just fine. Just make the adjustments. So that's how we solve the stress test problem. What else going on here, folks? And as you know, we went through, okay, yeah, again, if you want a mortgage broker, contact me, 647-237-3642. That's 647-237-3642. You can text me, email me. Mostly texting me is fine. And if you want to be part of my VIP list to see all my new pre-construction projects coming out, you can text there as well. And I will actually put you on my VIP list. Yes, mortgage option. The mortgage option says the stress test is a hoax. Probably some truth to it. But again, it's not really a stress test. The market is doing fine. It's just a government transitioning, put more liquidity in the bank, put more money in the bank, put the money in the bank's pocket. You guys had 9 years of discount on your finances. You had a great run, 9 years. Never seen that in Canadian history. You're probably never going to see it in your lifetime again. So you had a good run. Stacy Ann asking options for 20 years to 25% down. What is the question, Stacy? Was the option the 25 to 25% down payment? Again, Stacy, if that's, I'm going to reinforce that again. If you're putting 20 to 25% down, you have two options. Number one, you can go to an A lender and you have a 30 years amortization with regular interest rate, or you can go to a B lender with 35 years amortization, a little bit higher interest rate, but your monthly payment is cheaper on the B side. To qualify is a lot easier on the B side. 20, 25% down, 35 years amortization on the B side, a little bit higher interest rate, longer amortization, your monthly payment is cheaper and it's easier to get qualified. So if you're still stressed after this information, you need to change your mortgage broker or the person you're going for mortgage with, because they're the one that's stressing you out, not the system. There's alternative around these kind of things. It's just small modification. Okay, so that's what we can do, Stacey Ann. Okay, what else going on here? Yeah, you want to be on my VIP list. I have a lot of great stuff coming out this year. As again, this year is the year of the cheetah, my favorite buddy here, and the year of the wealth builders. We are going to make a lot of money this year buying pre-construction real estate. Okay, again, we're going an hour to 2 hours out to the GTA. Don't call me, ask me about GTA stuff, because guess what? From last year, from the year before, from 5 years ago, and from 10 years in the future, the GTA always going to have an affordable problem. Are you listen to me? GTA gonna always have an affordable real estate problem. That's not gonna change. House prices not gonna start sell for zero in Toronto and Mississauga and Brampton. It's gonna stay up there. So you can sit back and watch as long as you want. It's not gonna change the numbers. It's not gonna come down to the value that you wanted to afford at. So if you want affordable real estate, we have to go out of the GTA. Now, I spent the last 15 years telling people to stay in the GTA. I don't spend the next 20 years to get out of the GTA because the market has moved. The market has changed. It's not going to get cheaper. It's not going to get better. You can sit all you want. You can save all you want. You can't outsave the GTA prices. It can keep going up and up and up. Condo prices up skyrocketing right now. Everything's going to skyrocket right now. Real estate is the same thing. It's not going to change. So again, affordable real estate, you have to get out of the GTA. I'm not going to stop telling you that. That's the truth. You get out of the GTA, you can get to own real estate. Okay? Out of the GTA, the prices are right. The income is right. If you have a rental property, the income is great. The income is almost high like the GTA. A little bit less, but just as good. Okay? Guys are making tons of cash flow out of the GTA, and they're getting appreciation on the brand new pre-construction. Okay? So again, you want to get on my VIP list. And the thing with wealth builders, folks, we go there first. We go where people don't want to go. Why? Because we want results that people don't want to get. Okay? We want the results other people don't really want. Thanks, Stacey. So we go there first. We put our money at risk first. So when the mass market come on board, they drive the prices up, and we sit back and make a ton load of money. And that process continue and continue and continue and continue. It's never going to change. It's not a mass game. It's not a mass number. The masses would not want to take on the risk. The wealth builder is going to take on the risk. So this is crunch time for the masses. They're stressed out. The masses stressed out over a couple of the strategies. Okay? And the wealth builders, we are getting excited. If you're a landlord, you're in a super position today. Your rent is skyrocketing. You're making ton of money on rent. You're getting high top dollar for your crappy piece of property if you're a slumlord. That's the beauty of this market, okay? If you're in a well-built position, you're making ton load of money on rent right now. People are paying top, people are bidding on rental. They're bidding on condos for rent. They're bidding on single-family homes to rent because they're scared to buy. And we love that. Yeah, mortgage option guru. Of course, yeah, you're gonna have to take some time to go to that. The mortgage option guru says he's having people fighting him because the affordability and the prices. Yeah, they're gonna take some time to adjust this mortgage guru. But guess what? They have no other choice. Affordability gonna remain the same. You would not able to afford the GTA. You can't afford it now. You're not gonna afford it next year or the year after. You can take how long you want. The longer you wait, is the more the prices on the outskirts keep going up. That's what's gonna happen. That's not gonna change. So get used to it. This is the new martial law. It's a new martial law. It's not gonna change. Real estate will continue to increase in value and value. Affordability still gonna be a problem in the GTA. Okay, so we're well builders. What we're doing? We're going out. We're securing deals. There's nice deposits. Securing deals. Wait for all the stress problem to get out of the air, and then we continue. When the price goes up, we sit back on some good real estate and make some good equity. What we're doing right now, we are positioning ourselves for the next real estate boom, folks. You're going to position yourself. You're positioning yourself for the next real estate boom. This is like the lottery. If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance. Okay, if you don't have a contract, with a builder right now, more important, I'm getting excited now. Go out and secure 3-4 contracts. Okay, all you need is a contract and a deposit. You need a contract and a deposit. So go out and secure 3-4 deals. Okay, depends on how much you buy. You want to make sure you can get an assignment clause in a couple of them or so. Because 1 or 2 you might close, some you might assign. Secure 3-4 deals. As much you can afford to buy, that's what you do. It's like this is your lottery ticket. You don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance. Okay? And we sit back and wait. And when everyone is already stressed out and the stress goes away, because we're just going to finish it in a short time frame, I feel within the next 6 to 8 months, we're going to see a different real estate market. Okay? The market is going to be ready to move again. Again, if you don't own nothing, you will not benefit from that move. Okay? And that's what's going on. 2018, the year of the well builders, the year of the cheetah. We're taking it to the ultimate level. It's not a stress. It's just a recession flexibility the government put in place to protect the Canadian consumer, protect the Canadian economy. So if something globally happened, they can have strategies to implement. They did it before, they're going to do it again. Okay? They're not trying to kill the real estate market. I don't foresee that. They're just positioning themselves. The bank can make some profits. We're going back to the new norm. This, folks, here's what's happening. 40 years low, we had it for over 9 plus 12 years. You enjoy a good run. What are you whining about, Canadians? Stop whining. We had a good run. You made a ton load of money. A lot of you utilize that money and do garbage with it. You buy cars and buy vacation and stupid stuff. You never made yourself wealthy. That's why you're crying today. The smart ones, the one who follow my program, they're sitting on good equity. They make a ton load of money and they continue to invest. They're taking equity out and buy more and more real estate. Now, what I'm doing for folks who didn't follow me before, who didn't saw me 10 years ago, we have new strategies in place now. We are positioning ourselves for the next real estate boom. It's gonna be better than it was before. It's going to be better than before. It took some people 10 years to become multi-millionaires. It's going to happen in 3 to 4 years this time. Why? The strategies are great. The opportunities are there. The market is scared, and we love that. Now's the time to take action. Call me, 647-237-3642. Text me your first and last name. Send me an email address. Get on my WhatsApp VIP list. Folks, I got something going to blow your mind in the next 2 weeks to come. Okay? Oh, by the way, congrats for all the folks who are on my waiting list for the 5% down program in Beaumont. Bang, you guys hit it with a home run. You did great. You did very, very well. Okay, you did great. For the folks that came from day one when I started promoting it, they made a ton load of money. The folks who came after, they are positioning themselves to make a ton load of money. And so folks who didn't know, it was a 5% down, was a 1 bedroom, 1 plus den condo in Beaumontville. And don't get it twisted, folks. That's still going to be the most affordable entry into Beaumontville. What is now, 5 years from now, low maintenance fee, $69 a month. You can't go wrong. You're positioning good. Make some money, flip out, buy another one. You keep flipping the roll, keep flipping the roll. Don't get your money lazy like you. Get your money working. You have equity at home, take the equity out, buy a second property, a third property, and let's continue to buy more real estate. And Shazam, make a lot of money. The year of the well builders, the year of the cheetah, the Canadian flexible financial strategy is not to kill the market, it's to help the market. And we are leveraging it. We are leveraging it now to make ourselves a lot of money. To your success, my name is Frank Corbin, real estate mentor. See you then to the ultimate level in 2018. Let's make money, folks. Let's make money. Time's up. Gotta run. See ya.